the same, but
and make that work.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what me and Belly were talking about. We were like, I wonder, I know the high school plays tennis out there, but I wonder why they don't change some of those to pickleball courts.
I don't know.
I guess they just don't want to take away from the
first tennis courts that Clanton built there were two, and they were behind the left field fence at the Jack Hayes Field, what they call Jack Hayes Field now.
where the pickleball courts are now.
I was thinking that those were pickleball courts.
Yeah.
Okay. So then they built two more. Is it like behind them or beside them, or do you know where they are?
The pickleball courts now are out behind left field where the gazebo is.
Okay.
And then the tennis courts now are behind right field. And there's,
Yes,
I want to say there's four or six.
Six, I think.
Yeah.
Tennis courts, I think it's six. Maybe my friend David is watching, City Councilman McCary. Maybe he's watching. He knows.
Me and Valley's wondered
He's always
that.
been
We're like, I wonder why.
Tennis assistant coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so they're doing that. They're adding two more courts to the pickleball courts, and then the lighting. You know, they're adding lighting from the tennis courts over to Goose Pond, and it's almost done. All the poles are up. Looks great. It's just a few more connections need to be made.
Amazing how they've developed that.
I know.
Into a
I feel like
great venue for families.
I know, and that's what me and my mom always say this, but I feel like our park is like one of the best parks in the areas.
Well, that's good to hear.
You know?
It's good to know that you feel that way. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, you use it a lot. And
Yeah.
you will be using it even more, I guess, right?
I know.
Yep.
I will be.
Yep, you've already got a ball player right now. He's playing ball, right? I thought.
Well, he's on the ball team.
Okay.
He's the designated dirt digger right now.
Ah.
Yeah.
So he's playing right field then. They put the dirt diggers in right field,
Yeah,
right?
I tried to put him out there. He was mad to be in the grass. He just wanted to play in the dirt. So what can you do? But yeah, that was the update that I had seen. And this was from last week. So it'll be a little bit sooner than 30 days unless the rain keeps raining, then I don't know.
Right.
But they also said, he also had mentioned that they're meeting with Alabama Power and planning for the 212 exit. And seeing what they can do out there with hookups and the land and the electricity and all that.
Well, I had heard some rumors about what was going in out there.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not
haven't heard
liberty to
anything.
discuss it, but
Yeah.
there's always, well, you like to think as citizens that there's always someone trying to plan something that will benefit, know, our communities.
That's right.
And so, but this would be a huge thing if huge get if it comes to fruition.
Yeah.
At exit 212.
At the Peach Tower exit.
Yes.
As I call it.
Which it's world famous. It's nationwide.
I know.
I mean that's
what people look for when they're headed to the beach.
I've had conversations with people in New Jersey, people in North Dakota. They all go to the beach, and when they come through, they stop and get some peach ice cream.
Yeah.
I mean, it almost never fails that I would be talking with someone in a group that I would be meeting with on some claim, and they would talk about the peach, and I'd say, well, I lived right off the exit where the peach water tower was. Oh, we saw that thing.
Yeah.
We thought how neat, that kind of thing. So it's a huge deal. So
I know it.
I can't believe that there's not more out there right now. But
I know. I can't either.
But
I wonder, that land that's right underneath the water tower, there's like a pond and a house on it.
yes.
It's for sale. And I saw the girl that posted it, the realtor, she was talking about how it could be like commercialized, or you could put a subdivision, or all these different ideas.
That's where that farm, whatever that thing was called, from Alpha, they were going to build out there.
Yeah.
Basically where the rodeo was. It was going to be right out in there. And they did a bunch of work out there anticipating they would get this farm center, I believe it was called. But that deal fell through and, went to, I don't know if that's Coleman County or
I think it is.
Coleman County or Jefferson County. It's right there where they meet.
I hate that too.
Big, beautiful place off the interstate. I forget what that's called, but that's going to be nice too.
I know.
But we missed out on that one. That could have been a big one, but that would have cost us a lot of money. It would have been a huge investment, and I guess we just couldn't make a deal.
Yeah. But
there's still a lot of prime property right there for commercial use.
For sure. So that's what I have about local. Do you have anything local today?
I do. I've got a couple of things I would call local. Well, I mentioned the Southern League game. I had the story. There's several kids that have, or I say young men and women who have gotten scholarships, various programs. I saw where a young lady named Sullivan had gotten a scholarship, a cheering scholarship.
Oh, cool.
So, to college.
Yeah.
But I don't have what I thought I had, Taylor, as far as real, like Chilton County local.
Well, I have something
or if I
about...
did, I misplaced it.
Well, while you're looking for it, I have something about Elmore County. It's not a happy story, though. I had seen yesterday where people were posting that 2 teens had passed away. Did you see that on Facebook? Mm-mm. And I wasn't sure what happened. I didn't try to snoop. But this morning I saw that right after graduation, there was a motorcycle crash. They were on a motorcycle, and the police came. They thought it was a single-car crash, and witnesses ended up sticking around and, telling them.
No, there was more.
Yes, it was like a hit and run, so it's being investigated. But they did. 2 18-year-olds passed away just right after graduation. So thinking about their families, thinking about them and all that. And the witnesses, too.
That family, those families.
Just everyone involved.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's not happy local news, but...
Well, it's tragic. Things like that do happen, and when it happens... someone like that where they just graduated and you really you think of yourself and you think of the fact that what all you've been able to do since then.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. When I hear that, I'm like, wow. Because I coulda, shoulda, woulda,
Yeah.
I mean, I've had lots of close calls in my life and could have been taken out and gone, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
So I figure that I have more purpose to finish or fulfill.
That's
Whatever
right.
that is. Hopefully good stuff. That's what I'm shooting for. Good stuff. Be a good influence for folks. Although I know I can't do that all the time. Sorry.
Well, we're not all perfect.
No. Okay, we have our first doodle.
We have our first doodle, and it is a
star, I guess.
A shooting star.
Shooting star. Okay, that's what that is.
Da, da, da. There's a peach on here, too, but I didn't draw that. I just traced it on.
I don't think that counts just because you colored it.
I don't think.
Judges?
Nah. All right, we're going to go back to break. Mike's going to get his stories together.
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready now.
I'm just messing with you. But we'll be right back. We're going to take a little vocal break. And when we come back, I think we should talk about some fun stuff.
Let's do it.
All right.
I got some fun stuff. I do. I got at least some funny stuff.
You have at least 8 Dear Abbeys in there.
Well, I have a few. It's not 8, but it's several. Multiple.
8 must be my number of the day. That's the second 8 reference I made.
Some days they really seem funny to me, and I figure if they're funny to me, hopefully they'll be funny to everybody else.
Of course they will. I feel like we all like Dear Abby.
Yeah, good.
So, y'all stick around. We'll be right back. You're tuning in to Morning Mayhem with Mike and Taylor.
Looking for the perfect way to unwind, compete, and have fun with friends or family? Then Putter Up Pelham is your next destination. Whether you're a mini golf pro or just out for a good time, Putter Up offers a one-of-a-kind indoor putting experience with custom effects lighting, sounds, and robotics at each hole, plus automated scoring and a virtual caddy to guide your game. And our ADA-compliant courses include special putters for individuals using wheelchairs or walkers, so everyone can join the fun from ages 4 to 100. Rain or shine, day or night, it's always game time at Putter Up. Come for the fun, stay for the challenge. Swing by Putter Up, where every stroke counts. Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
I do have a story about Ezel's catfish, which I really like.
Good morning. You're tuning in to Morning Mayhem. It's 6:32. It's 70 degrees, and it's still going to rain from 3 to 7 today. But I think the percentages went up a little bit at 3.
Oh, yeah?
It was 35%. Now it's 40.
Okay. Well, that sounds all right. I think we get the game in, we have seats
I think so too.
at the very top of the. I mean, it's a small park, but we have seats at the very top, so we're well under the what.
So you're going to get lots of foul balls, and you're going to get lots of
we're
coverage
more
from the rain.
on behind the on deck circle on the third base side.
I feel like that's still a good foul ball place.
Yeah, I think down the left
think so?
field. I think left field line is probably your best place for foul balls.
Yeah.
I think. But hey, it's the kind of place if it was like it was last time I went, we'll park right outside the stadium, and you hope a foul ball doesn't bust out your window.
One time we were at the church league, and my dad was playing, and somebody hit a ball and busted out my nana's windshield.
Oh gosh!
She was watching from the car.
Oh my goodness, sitting in there.
Yeah.
Wow, I have seen videos of people hitting home runs, going in somebody's window as they're driving behind the fence. It's pretty wild. It's like the car just stops real quick. Like,
well, I've seen one where it went in their sunroof. Oh. Can you imagine just driving up through there and boing?
No, that would be. I guarantee you, that would not feel good if it were to, pop you in the head.
Not at all.
Yeah, exactly.
We are broadcasting from the Clanton Tractor Studio today. Of course, we're live. We want to say thank you to This and That Vinyl and to Workout Anytime. Thank y'all for sponsoring.
That's right.
So, what did you have to tell us about Ezel's?
Ezel's Catfish Camp. It is an iconic restaurant. It's been in business for 70-something years, 70-plus years. Started by the Ezel family in what's called Lavaca, which I think is Choctaw County. I meant to look that up, y'all. I'm sorry. But it's in Lavaca. I'm sure you can find Ezel's Fish Camp. They spawned several Ezel's restaurants here and there. In fact, there's one still in Phoenix City I know of. But I'm not sure about any others. There may be one or two. In fact, I think there was one in the Birmingham area, probably one in the Montgomery area too, but I don't think those are anymore.
Yeah.
But this is the original place you go, and I love what the lady says about it, the owner. Her name is Mary Ann Ezel Hall, Mrs. Hall, and like I said, still run by the family. But people come in, and I didn't realize it was only open Thursday through Sunday. It's not even a Monday. It's good to know before you go on a road
it's a little
trip.
weekend joint.
Because it is it's quite a jaunt from here. I would say 2+ hours, because it's at least an hour below Selma, maybe a little more. But man, it's got some great catfish.
Have you ever been there?
Yes, I've been there at least twice. The last time Annette and I, we were down in Mobile, and I'm trying to remember. I think it was back in the days when they had some teachers conference or convention down there at the Mobile Civic Center. And then when we got through, it was quite a way out of the way. Like I said, there's no getting around it. Go up, I believe it was 43, I want to say, through West Alabama.
I know one time.
Head north, and it was somewhere up in there.
Bailey missed our turn when we were coming back from New Orleans to get on I-10.
Yeah.
And we had to come back through that way.
Yeah.
That was the longest trip.
Yeah,
home.
it's a long
There's
way.
There's nothing out there but Ezel's.
Well, that's right. And you have to know where this place is, because it's not on the main highway. It's off the main highway. But we got there. It was during COVID, and we got there, and I think it was during COVID. And of course, that very few people there were wearing masks and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And we know, Taylor, now from hindsight, that the masks weren't really effective for what they were sold to us as being effective for.
Yeah.
But that's another subject for another day. What I'm getting at is not too many people in this restaurant were worried about COVID at that time, I
Right.
guess.
It's like going to your grandma's house.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and look at this picture of fried okra, hush puppies, coleslaw. I mean, it's all just top notch. But it was selected by Southern Home or Southern Living. Actually, I think it is. Is that the magazine or the organization?
Southern Living.
Yeah, Southern Living. They picked their 10 best catfish houses, and they listed a couple of them. I don't know why they didn't list all 10 of them. But anyway, and it was just the original location. But they call it a fish camp now. Do you know what the difference between a camp and a restaurant is?
A camp doesn't have.
Yeah.
They have probably dirt floors.
No, it didn't have dirt floors, but it looked like a camp. I mean, it's a pretty cool place, big place. Huh. And it's right on the river, and you can see the river from your seat. And that was really neat, really cool, which I guess that's the Alabama River, I presume.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I don't think it tells in here what river it's on.
That's cool,
But
though.
it doesn't really matter. It's right there, and they catch the catfish, and they just have developed a reputation. But here, part of the story is, besides, because it recognizes it brings it to light what they're all about. Mm-hmm. But the cool part to me was that they talked about for 20, 30 years earlier than that, they were conducting these huge fish fries.
Yeah.
Like a community fish fry, It doesn't say, that it was associated with any civic group or anything like that, but it was just a community we get together. And I don't know, on Facebook, do you watch these guys that get on there and they talk about dialects in there where they live?
Yeah.
Like Appalachia is one I like to see. And this guy was talking about, what do you call something like when you are having a fish fry, what do you call all the fish? And he's like, is it a lot of fish, or what? And of course, the term is a mess of fish, right?
Yeah.
A mess of fish, or a mess of quail, or whatever it is that you're serving. It's a lot of it, right?
Yeah.
And so anyway, but
and
wow.
the mess hall.
I mean, what a place. And it says it's open Thursday through Sunday. It's a little bit different hours. It doesn't open till 1 o'clock on Sunday. But that is pretty cool. Otherwise, it's open 11 a.m. to 8 on Thursdays and 11 to 9 on Fridays and Saturdays. And I'm telling you, it is worth the drive. And I like to go on the back roads and take my time. Now, it's not the interstate, and you don't make it in, 90 minutes. But
well, see, my thing
it's the back
about...
roads, and it's 2.5 hours. But boy,
yeah. My thing about going the back roads was I was wanting to stop at Ben and Jerry's. I was wanting to stop at the thrift store. Wanted to go through Mobile and get Raising Cane's. Mm-hmm, all the food places.
Right. So, but you have to look for places like this, Not everybody knows about this, even though it's been there for 70 years.
Yeah.
And the local folks certainly know about it. And more people I know stop by. But anyway, one of the things she said I thought in the article was really funny. What she says, grandfathers come in who came here as children. They brought their children who are now bringing their children.
Yeah.
They don't want you to change anything. They want that same deer head in the same spot. And she said that's been the charm of it. And
I
know
that.
You're all about charm, and you just said you like to go to thrift stores and stuff. So you're looking for that neat, kind of unusual, or what am I trying to say? Not unusual, but unique. Eclectic. Eclectic. That's another good word. You're looking for that item, and this is like a restaurant, like you would find in a thrift store.
Yeah.
It's throwback. It's simple. Service is great. Just don't expect it to be. It's not fancy.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Some of the best stuff isn't fancy.
They have other foods too. That's right. They even have a hamburger steak that says, which I thought, that's pretty good.
For the people who don't eat fish.
For the non-fish person, who's in your group.
Well, it's funny that you found that story. I found a story about the best gas station sushi.
Ooh.
And it's no longer served in a gas station.
I saw that.
So, in Jasper, Alabama, there is a restaurant called Bayou Fresh Seafood and Deli, and it's been tucked away in a marathon for more than 10 years.
Yep.
And so, finally, they have decided that they are going to move up start a restaurant instead of just being the gas station sushi place.
Cool. I saw the picture of them in their
Yeah.
truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it says that they still offer the same dishes to the loyal customers that they have offered over the past 10 years. And that now there's just more places to sit down and enjoy it. And they also have a long counter where you can sit and watch them make all the different colorful sushis and chop them up and roll them up and all
My
the
wife
things.
is a huge sushi fan. Are you?
I like some sushi, but
Yeah.
I don't like all. Like, I don't like all the fish. I'm not very adventurous.
Right, right. Well, she loves it and likes to try different things.
Yeah.
I'm not so much. I will eat I've kind of gotten to where I will eat a California roll.
Yeah.
I don't even know what all's
And
in
even
it.
they're not my favorite.
that's
I
what
don't
it's
like
called,
the
and
avocado.
That's what I like. I'll put a little, I don't know, it's not soy sauce. What do they call it? Is it soy sauce?
Yeah.
Okay, soy sauce on it. And I can
Soy
eat it.
sauce
I
and
can
yum
eat it.
yum sauce.
Oh, and I also like the, oh man, what's the real hot stuff, the green paste?
Oh, the wasabi.
Wasabi, thank you. I knew if I could describe it,
Yeah.
you probably know it. I like to put that on there with a little slice of the ginger.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness, that is like
So fresh.
Instant-
So cleansing.
instant.
Maybe that's what I need. I need some wasabi.
You should try
I should be
that.
on a sushi
It would
day.
definitely give you at least temporary relief.
Yeah.
I can promise you that. It will clear your sinuses in a heartbeat.
Well, speaking of clearing sinuses, I have a story when we get back about a bird that received a prosthetic beak.
Ooh, cool. I want to say good morning to Deanna and to Vicky.
Yes, good
they're
morning,
on there
everyone,
watching.
and to our
Appreciate that.
listeners and watchers on YouTube. We
Yeah.
can't ever really see them.
Can't see them, but hello,
morning.
everybody. Good morning.
So we're going to go to break. It's 6:43 right now. It's still pretty mild outside. We'll be back. Y'all stay tuned. You're tuning in to Morning Mayhem with Mike and Taylor.
You just went to break like perfect timing.
Thank you.
All right. We're back here.
We're back. It's
Morning Mayhem.
6:46, and we're back down to 35% at 3 p.m.
All right, keep going
Yeah.
down. Keep going down.
But thunderstorms at 3.
It was
Wind gusts up to 12 miles an hour.
70 degrees outside.
It is 70 degrees outside right now.
Very, very
High
nice.
was
very
83
nice.
today. So
Very nice.
there we go. I told y'all when we came back, we've got a bird to talk about. But first, let's talk about our sponsors.
Let's do it.
Thank you to Chilton Mobile Home Supply and also to Central Alabama Wellness. Thank y'all so much for sponsoring our show. We appreciate y'all so much. So,
Indeed.
Birmingham Zoo has a little green. Could not figure out how to say it. Aracari. Do you know what aracari is?
I don't.
It says that they're related to the toucans.
Oh, it's a bird then.
It is a bird. His
Okay.
name's Beauregard.
Beauregard.
Beauregard the aracari.
I wonder if they call him Beau for short.
Maybe Gardy.
Or do they call him like the Colonel or the General?
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm just
But he's
curious.
green.
Yeah.
He's small, and he is related to the iconic toucan. But UAB has been partnering with the zoo because Beauregard damaged his rhinotheca.
Ooh.
So the top part of his beak, the horn part.
I hate that when that happens.
I know, me too. And it's his upper beak. He was about 3 months old when the trauma resulted in him losing that part of his upper mandible.
Oh no.
I
That
know.
poor bird.
But
leave it to UAB to figure out if they get him a prosthetic.
leave it to UAB. They lined up with their specialty team or the subspecialty team making prosthetics, and it said that they made it the same way that they do like crowns and dentures. And there's even a picture, I wish I would have sent it debated. There's a picture of him on the little table and them working on them. It's so cute.
How about that?
And that he's more feathered than their normal clients. But they took an impression of his beak, created a mold,
I like that little.
and then put the mold and like it was so much
What if it was a
science behind
3D
it.
thing they did, you know?
I don't know, because it says that it was created the same way that, oh, here it is, using a dental articulator. So
Aha.
it may be like in the dentist
Any
world.
of you dentists out there, let us know what an articulator is.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would think that it may, unless it's like with the resin and the
And of course, what you do with it.
all that, yeah. But
That's
it says
neat.
that they had to take in a lot of different like patterns and weight and size and all that into consideration, and that I lost my place. Hold on. In addition to size and weight, he was cast to mirror his specific beak pattern and color because birds see in full color and they also see in the UV spectrum. So if the coloring was off at all, it would throw off his sight. If the size was off at all, it would throw off how he was able to fly, open and close his mouth. Also, his friends socially. Birds are bullies.
Shunned.
Yeah, birds are
Oh,
bullies.
yeah, I'm sure they are.
So there was a lot that went into it. But
Birds are
now,
bullies.
yeah, now he's 11 months old, adjusting beautifully, interacting socially, and flying like a normal bird of his kind.
Well, that is neat that they were able to do that and construct that and
I know.
help this bird out.
It's real cool.
How did he lose his beak? Was he?
It didn't say exactly. It just said when he was
Okay.
3 months old, he was in a traumatic accident.
Something ran into him or fell on him.
Maybe. I don't know.
Out, or he could have fallen out of the nest. You know,
He
at 3
could have.
months. I don't know when they can, support themselves.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. But I didn't know that birds see UV, like the UV spectrum too, on top of all these different colors.
how about that? Well, I wonder how we know that they can do that.
I don't know. That's what I've always wondered too.
That's what I've always wondered. Well, how do you know that?
Figuring out the eyes it's always tripped me out because that's like I remember learning that when you look at something, your brain processes it upside down,
Well, isn't
and
it-
your eyes flip it.
Yeah,
But I'm like, how do you know it's not?
projected on your eye backwards
Yeah.
and somehow the way it comes back to you.
I'm like, how do you know everything's just not upside down? How do you know we're not upside down?
Well, because gravity keeps it right there instead of
I have no idea.
up there. If we
It
were
really
upside
just-
down, we'd be look kind of funny on the screen.
But apparently we are because now we're right side up because our eyes flip us upside down.
Man, I don't know.
I know,
I'm
it's
getting
just like-
confused. I'm getting a little dizzy actually thinking about how our
too.
eyes are flipping things.
I know.
I'm easily
And did you know
influenced.
that if something happened and your eyes came out of your eye socket, it would hurt, obviously. But you could pick your eyeball up and look around.
I heard that you could do that. And
Yeah.
it would also, wherever it falls, that's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Like, if it falls and it's pointing to the ground, you're like, oh,
I'm like, there's the back
Oh,
of my
oh, my-
earring.
oh, my-
I didn't
oh, my
realize my
shoe.
earring fell out with my eye.
oh, my shoe's untied.
Yeah.
Ouch.
My cousin, Caleb, he
That
had
would
a
be-
dog.
That sounds really painful, doesn't it?
I know. But imagine, like, I feel like that's a movie or like a cartoon where the monster took his eyeballs out and he's like,
Yeah. Checking
you
everything
imagine?
out.
Yeah. like, oh, I can't see. I have a blind spot.
Like the alien,
I'm good.
the eyes are at the top of their antennas.
But my cousin, he had a
gosh.
pug. Excuse me. That when he got scared, his eyes would pop out of his head.
Oh goodness, he'd get too excited.
Yeah.
Well, pugs, they definitely have those
I know.
those
Buggy
eyes.
little eyeballs.
Yeah, eyeballs.
Buggy
That's right.
puggies.
Bugging out. I don't know if we want to get into sports. We want to do a little. Let's do this one right here. This Asking Eric.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
That's cool.
Asking Eric is like an advice columnist on AL.com. Eric Thomas, or Eric Thomas is the way his byline reads. And this headline says, son's family lives in squalor but won't make any changes.
Oh, no.
Okay. Dear Eric, my son is in his 40s and has been a stay-at-home dad for 12 years. His wife, same age, has a demanding job, and he is responsible for anything having to do with the house and their 2 middle school-age girls. They all seem happy with this arrangement. Mm-hmm. That's kind of a neat thing. I would like to have been able to have done that, I think. Both girls are high achievers, happy at school and their other activities, but the parents do have their hands full managing the dynamics because one of the girls has a pretty serious anxiety disorder.
Oh, no.
Yeah. My son and his wife are 2 people of extraordinary intelligence and academic achievement. Yeah, I think we get the picture, right? Okay. But their family living situation could be described as a squalor.
Okay, let's Google for those who don't know.
Get that.
I have an idea, but I don't want to
Get
say it wrong.
I mean, it's a mess. Okay, it's a real mess.
Squalor is the state of being extremely dirty, filthy, wretched, typically as a result of neglect, poverty, or lack of funds.
Now he
Filth
does.
and grime.
He uses the word squalor, but then he talks about that it's not exactly like filthy dirty. I think he says somewhere in here.
Quality or
but
state
he
of
says
being
one bathroom-
squalid.
One bathroom is not fully functional. Clothes, hobby supplies, etc., all over the place. I'm like, was he been in my house? What's he doing? Just kidding. It's not. It was not that bad. The kitchen has barely any space left in which to put things down. I guess the counter, is covered.
Yeah.
Needed repairs are ignored. The outside of the house is in disrepair, and the yard is overgrown. And he said no one would want their children raised in this environment. Now, he just got through describing them as all seemingly well-adjusted, except for this one child with an anxiety disorder. I don't know if that's related to this or not.
Maybe why she has anxiety.
Exactly. I offered to give them a regular cleaning service, but my daughter-in-law was adamantly opposed. She doesn't want anyone in her space. Apparently she doesn't get in it very often either. We have made cash gifts at times to both our children, but none of it goes toward maintaining their home. I'm very concerned about my granddaughters coming of age in this environment. Mm-hmm. I'm feeling like some intervention is needed.
Hoarders.
I'm at a loss about what I can offer that is constructive. Your advice. Distressed by the mess.
I also am distressed by the mess.
At home or at your home?
I have too much stuff.
You mentioned
I think
perhaps that's an issue.
Yeah.
I
think tiptoe.
Yeah, exactly. My little
Don't
tiptoe.
don't
You're
bother.
So smart.
If you,
so smart.
but this is the thing, okay? Mm-hmm. If you or Baden called me or told me today before I left, hey, we're gonna come over at 1 because we need, I don't know, just come to your house to film a ad for who you bought your house from.
Yeah.
My house would be clean by the time you got there. You wouldn't be able to tell. Now, my office
Tasmanian Devil
would not be. It'd be all tossed in there, all
You
the
ever
junk.
seen the Tasmanian Devil?
Yes.
On the cartoons?
It's like Pico. He called me one day. I don't mean to change subject. He called me one day and he was
we
like,
can change subject.
he's like, can me and McKenna stay with you this weekend? And I was like, yeah, sure.
Wow.
It
All right,
was
Bailey,
wild.
Get up. I need your help.
Everybody get up. Have you seen those videos of the moms? And she's like, I want this whole house able to eat off the floor. And she's running through the house with the vacuum cleaner and stuff. Anyway.
I've been that person before.
I think Dad needs to get out of the house and get even just like a part-time job, because when you sit home, you get, I don't know, you don't, excuse me, and I feel this way myself too. You get kind of accustomed to it being messy and it don't bother you as much as if you're in and out of the house. So, quit being lazy.
Yeah. Maybe
maybe I'm talking to him, maybe I'm talking to myself. I don't know, but.
I was thinking the same thing. All right, here's what Eric said. Dear Distressed. I mean, he's got a lot of advice here, so this is not just like one sentence. It says, it sounds like your son and daughter-in-law have their hands full and also have a high tolerance for clutter. Yeah, think? He says, you'll be best served by choosing your battles.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. If the house is cluttered but not dirty and the girls have their needs met, clean clothes, clean dishes, and the like, it may be easier to tackle the repairs as those are undeniable problems.
Well, and even people who aren't filthy and dirty, it's so easy to let like if you've got, I don't know, something outside that needs to be fixed.
Like a broken down something.
It's so easy to just, time goes by so fast. I'm not trying to make excuses for them. But, you know, like, it'll be months and you're like, I still need to carry that to the dump. Like, it's ridiculous that I have a weed eater that don't work sitting in, or, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I was going to say that my father-in-law, on the property that he bought 40 acres years ago, and on the property that we have that he gave us to build a house, there's still a farm implement that broke down at some point, and it's huge, so it's not something I can just go pull out, you know, with my little lawn tractor. So it's just become part of the landscape.
Yeah,
you know?
Just weed eat around it.
It's down in the woods, so it doesn't bother anybody. It's just sitting there.
Yeah.
It's yellow.
I do think, though, that some people, like her saying she don't want people in her space.
Yeah.
That's funny. I was telling Mom yesterday, I was like, when school starts, I think that I'm going to completely declutter my house. I'm going to try to before school starts. And then have someone come in. Because, like me, if I know somebody's coming that does not live in my house is not going to, if I can help it, it's not going to be, like, you're not going to be able to tell that I have too much stuff.
Well, my wife is such a planner. She will set herself a couple projects for the summer.
Yeah.
And she'll get them done, too, now.
Good for her.
I mean, very rarely have I heard her say, wasn't able to get this done.
Yeah.
May not be like she wanted it, but she'll work on it.
I think even, like, people in their 30s and 40s are affected by, I sound like I'm making excuses. I'm not making excuses. I'm saying it's a problem. I have this problem too, and I need to get a control on it. I have no discipline. Phones. You sit around scrolling on your phone. That's how I was yesterday. I had all these plans to unpack and do all this different stuff. And then I sat there on my phone, and next thing I know, it was 2 PM.
Well, I think what you do would be considered even work when you're doing that.
I don't know. I try to make it off.
You're finding stuff, right? You see something, hey, that would be good to bring
Yeah,
up
I send
on
it to
the
myself.
show.
But,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, listen,
I got to get it under control.
let me tell you what
We
Eric
all need to
said
get it
this.
under control.
Eric said this right here. He said, telling your son and daughter-in-law that they live in squalor won't go as well as telling them something like, I have serious concerns about you and the children living in a place that's not fully functional.
Yeah.
I know you're good parents. You're good parents, but I implore you to let me help you by paying for the bathroom to be fixed or whatever needs to be done.
Yeah.
Which that kind of comes across that way. But then he says, hoarding is a mental disorder.
It is a mental disorder.
That requires empathy and patience as well as intervention.
I need an interventionist.
So,
Can you
that's
get rid
good
of
advice, isn't
Can
it?
you get rid of stuff easy?
Well, I did pretty good. And I think we talked a little bit about this. Jimison had a spring cleaning thing.
Oh
a few
yeah,
weeks back.
you had your
Stuff
driveway in squalor.
I had several things. I had several things out for
Your
several
driveway
weeks.
was squalled.
And that's just how bad it was that I had it in the garage in the first place.
Yeah.
If it could stay outside for 2 weeks and waiting to be picked up, then something's wrong, right? So, well, look, it's we're past break time here.
We are.
At the top of the hour here at Piper Pizza Radio, Clanton Studios. It's 7:01.
It's not raining yet, but
70 degrees outside.
70 degrees. It's 71, and it's still 35% rain at 3.
Okay,
So,
well, we'll check that out in a little bit. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
There's a pride that comes from employing over 6,000 people in America. Welding, fabricating, assembling with local and global parts. Delivering a machine just right for you. Japanese engineering meets American ingenuity that builds on our 50-year legacy of quality, reliability, and durability that makes us the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. These aren't just machines. This is a way of life. And that's why Kubota is investing hundreds of millions right here at home. Because we won't settle on what was good enough yesterday. We're innovating with inspiration from the hard-working men and women that proudly sit on our equipment every day. So you can be sure that every one of us have you in mind when a machine or implement comes down that line. We know how hard you work. We'll do the same. This is Kubota.
You want to do sports next, or at
You
some
can.
point for the next? I got a story about NASA. You know all right, we're on now. Okay, we're rolling up, sitting here running my mouth. I missed the cue. Sorry about that, y'all. It's Mike Ellison, Taylor Arant, Morning Mayhem,
It's 7:05.
Piper Peach Radio, 7:05, and I think we said 71 degrees outside. If you're getting out right now, hope you're having a safe trip and everything is cool. Appreciate you listening and watching, you folks watching at home. Hey, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but yesterday we talked a little bit about the SEC teams dominating the number of clubs that got in the NCAA baseball tournament.
Yeah, and they start the regionals Friday.
Friday, that's right. Alabama and Auburn are both hosting regionals, and we went over that yesterday. But I wanted to, I haven't been talking much lately about the playoffs right now going on the NBA and the NHL. In the NBA, I had it to mention to you guys yesterday, and you probably already know this, but in case you missed it, the Knicks are back in the finals for the first time in Lord knows how long. But they're back. They won at Cleveland. I mean, just tore up the Cavaliers every quarter, man. They were up by 10 points every quarter, 130-93 to sweep that series. Karl Anthony Towns had 19 points and 14 boards. And the thing about the Knicks, I mean, they may have a chance this year. They haven't won a title since like 1971 or 2.
That's so exciting.
It is. I mean, I know New York gets a lot of bad rap, or gets a bad rap, but they probably deserve it. But there's also a part of it that it is the largest city in our country, and I don't know. I would like to see them succeed. I think things are better when the New York teams are doing well.
And it's fun seeing those like classic teams do really
Yes.
well, and then people, I don't know, I feel like it brings revenue to the area too, because people vacation up there. They want to go see the Yankees. They want to go see the Mets. They want to go see the Knicks. It's like
I have not been. I've told you, been to a bunch of ballparks. I have not made a New York run yet. And of course, if you go to New York, I mean, you're just a hop, skip, and a jump from Philadelphia.
Yep.
And of course, Boston is just right up the right up the coast.
I know.
Coastline.
Our family friend Craig Bowling and his son Brady, they do that. I think they've done that for a few years now, where they'll take a trip and they'll take the plane up to one area, ride the train over to see a different MLB, and they'll see like a few at one time, kind of like what you talked about, going to see the different teams.
Yeah, we've done that. I guess two teams is. We've never done a trifecta, I don't think, where we saw 3 teams.
Yeah.
One trip. I thought about it because we went to Cleveland a few years ago, and we got the Indians and the Pirates in, but really not far from Cleveland is Detroit, and I could have got a Tigers game in, which that would have been cool. That's on the, I think, Lake Ontario. It's one of the Great Lakes.
They'll have you feeling FOMO when you're so close and can't go see it.
Well, that's in the Eastern Finals, so the Knicks are in the Eastern Finals, but they're gonna have to wait at least one more game. Oklahoma City the Thunder, defending NBA champs, they took care of San Antonio last night, 127-114. I'm just shocked these days. I don't know. I just don't think the NBA plays defense like they used to.
Yeah.
I mean, New York scoring 130, Oklahoma City 127. I mean, those were huge numbers back in the days when I was coming up watching the game.
Yeah.
It was a little more. I mean, it's hard to believe it's more physical because they play like, it looks like football out there, like they need pads on, because they just crash into each other. And sometimes the referees blow the whistle all the time, and sometimes they swallow it. It's like they've forgotten how to blow it. But anyway, that's the in the West. Oklahoma City's up 3-2. That series resumes. I think that would be back in Oklahoma City on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. And then the Knicks await the winner of that series. So that's really exciting to see the Knicks back in there. I think they got in the finals in the 90s. There was a period there where Michael Jordan retired for 2 seasons. I think it was. He played baseball, for the Chicago White Sox and Birmingham Barons rather. But those 2 seasons, I believe the Knicks made the finals, I think, both years, but they lost to the Rockets both years. In the NHL, the other night, Monday, Carolina took care of Montreal in overtime, 2-1 in the Eastern Finals. So the Hurricanes are up 2-1. They won 3-2. I mean, they're up 2 games-1. And last night, the best team in hockey swept out of the championships in the West as the Vegas Golden Knights took care of the Colorado Avalanche. The Avs lost 4-0. I mean, there was a point in the season, seriously, where the Colorado Avalanche had won 30 games and lost 3.
Oh my gosh.
And they did not win the championship. They're not going to win the Stanley Cup this year.
That's crazy.
It is. I mean, I don't know if they had some injuries. I don't know what happened to them, but all of a sudden they were like an average team. They were not that team that was 30-3. And that's happened to a few teams where they just come out of the gates, blue blazes, and look like they're just going to win everything. But by the end of a long, in the NHL's, I think they play 80-game schedule, that's a lot. Can you imagine playing 80 games in 3 months or 4 months? However long the season is. It's like every other night or every other, like 3 games a week. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot.
And I heard that, so I follow this girl on YouTube, and she is married to someone who plays hockey. He was in like the amateur, I guess it would be like their minor league. But theirs is different than baseball because they can go up and down like daily. So she said that like one night her husband would be in one city supposed to be playing a series, and then they'd call him, and he'd be called back down. He'd have to leave, go back to this city and play a series. Then they'd call him back up, and he'd go back up here. So it's so many more for them than it is like for the team series.
I don't know if they call those transfers or what.
I don't know.
You know, because
But I was like, I would hate that because it's so all over the place. You're never sure.
Pretty wild to think that they could just do that, like you said, nearly daily.
I know.
I don't know how
It's
many
exhausting.
the pros limit it, but it is limited to certain types of call ups and send backs and whatever they call it. But anyway, and then in the baseball, the scores last night: the Nationals won their fourth straight, 6-3 over the Cleveland Guardians. Baltimore Orioles 6. The Rays, who the first place Rays in the one of the toughest divisions in baseball, they've now lost 4 in a row, but they're still got a 2.5 game lead over the Yankees. Orioles 6-1. The Angels have been in last place in the AL West. They beat the Tigers 10-6. Atlanta Braves held on and beat the Red Sox in Fenway 7-6 last night or yesterday afternoon. Toronto 8. I was about to say the Florida Marlins, but it was actually the Miami Marlins 8-1. The Reds continue their good play, hand the Mets their fourth straight loss 7-2. Minnesota 5, Chicago White Sox 3. The Yankees pummeled, or I always like this term. I remember reading when I was a kid. They would say walloped. The Yankees walloped the Royals 15-1. Milwaukee extended their lead over the second place St. Louis Cardinals 6-0. Rangers outslugged the Astros 10-7. Phillies won 4-3. They're back over 500. They're really going to be I think they're really going to be the Braves' toughest challenge this season. It doesn't look like the Mets are going to come around. The Nationals, like I said, are in second place right now. Seattle 4, Oakland 1. The thing about the West is that every team in the West in the American League are under 500. I don't know how that happens. I know I mentioned to it how it happened. It's called interleague play. Arizona 7, San Francisco 5, and the Dodgers pummeled the Rockies 15-6. There's your scores. We're up against the break. There's sports with Mike today. It's 7:14 on Wednesday, May 27th. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors here on 5 per Piece Radio.
Now.
72 degrees now.
Looking for the perfect way to unwind, compete, and have fun with friends or family? Then Putter Up Pelham is your next destination. Whether you're a mini golf pro or just out for a good time, Putter Up offers a one-of-a-kind indoor putting experience with custom effects lighting, sounds, and robotics at each hole, plus automated scoring and a virtual caddy to guide your game. And our ADA-compliant courses include special putters for individuals using wheelchairs or walkers, so everyone can join the fun from ages 4 to 100. Rain or shine, day or night, it's always game time at Putter Up. Come for the fun, stay for the challenge. Swing by Putter Up, where every stroke counts. Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Hello, y'all.
Right, here we
I don't
are.
think my ears are working properly this morning.
Hour number 2, the Morning Mayhem. Taylor and Mike here on Piper Beach Radio, 717.
That's right. And thank you to Wood Surfside Marina and also the Chilton Chamber for sponsoring.
Yeah, and I want to say a shout out to my friend Jerry Wayne Bolton out there, man. It is hump day. I hope you're having a good day. And looking forward to that next cooking video. He posts a lot of cooking videos.
Oh.
I saw him cooking some corn on his griddle the other day.
Yum.
And I asked him, I said later, so how'd that turn out? He said it needed more butter.
Oh, you can never do wrong with more butter.
No, that's what I thought. I thought, yeah, that's right.
I'm going to say.
But I was watching him. It looked really good. It made me really hungry to think about that good corn.
I love, it's like the roasted kind of.
It wasn't roasted. It was, well, I assume it wasn't.
It was
Frankly,
grilled.
you know, just, it was just on a grill. He was cooking it.
Bailey's gotten to where he cooks some on his smoker. And so, like, you boil it first and then, like, just like a flash bowl kind of,
Yeah.
and then put it on the smoker, still wet in the husks, and it's so good.
Are we going to continue a cooking show here on the Piper Beach Radio? I know you're
I don't know.
kind of in charge of that. I wondered
I
if you
was
were.
at one point.
I wonder if you were, getting back to that or
know.
looking for that. I bet you could get some guests out there, and I don't know. I never did actually see how exactly what the exact format was.
Yeah. Miss Liz, she did a lot of the videos, and she does really well. She uses the fresh fruits and vegetables from the garden, the wild garden.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
she does a lot of Whole30 recipes.
I haven't looked to see, but it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. One of the places I go to take peaches to has a lot of plants and stuff for sale, herbs. And so I brought several things home to Raynette to plant. And she planted them immediately, and I haven't looked to see how they're doing. I'm sure they're doing fine, but I think we got some chives,
Yum.
and I can't remember what all.
Yeah, none of our tomatoes are coming in yet. They're still green, but we've got a lot of peppers.
Okay,
We've got banana peppers and mammoth jalapeno peppers.
Now you have a garden, or
Yes.
okay, it's not like we have a garden, I guess, but they're all in pots.
Yeah, like the container gardening.
Yeah, container. Thank you.
No, we have a garden. I would say it's probably about a
You just
quarter of
help
an
me
acre.
when I stumble. You help me, okay?
I'll help you. I won't
All
let
right,
you fall.
Thank you.
I would say it's probably about a quarter of an acre though, and we've got our chickens. We're down to 10.
Down.
Down to 10 chickens out of 17. But
What natural selection?
I guess so.
Yeah.
But the other day when I found 2, I was like, just go give them to your sister. I don't want any animals. Like, I'm going to have Slinky because that's Deason's dog. But I'm over animals. I'm not going to have any animals anymore.
Well, they're a lot of work. They are a lot
They
of work.
are a lot of
Let's face
work.
it. I mean,
And it's so heartbreaking when they pass away.
it
But
really is.
anyway, back to gardening. So Bailey, he uses landscape. He took a landscape timber, and him and his dad nailed it into a square.
Yeah.
And so they put it in our garden because Deason will stomp. He's not as bad this year because he's older, but he will stomp a plant out. He will just tear it up running through them.
Just not paying attention.
No.
Being a boy.
Last year, nothing in his little square grew. This year, me and him planted 4 squash seeds, and we went out there a couple weeks ago, and they had sprouted. And so a couple days ago, we went out there, and they've gotten taller, And he said, "Oh, Mama, look at my garden." And I said, "Oh, my goodness." I said, "What is that?" And he said, "It's a big old squash." He was so excited.
Oh, good. That is
Then he
so good
started-
that you're getting him involved, getting his hands dirty.
Yeah. Then he started doing his Stone Cold Steve Austin voice. He's like, "Oh, yeah, squash." I was like, "Oh, my gosh."
Well, that's got to be something that probably comes from Dad, wouldn't you think?
yeah. For sure.
I can see that. Oh, goodness
But
gracious.
he's really excited about our garden this year.
Yeah, I bet. I know Annette gets Victoria involved in it, and but they are so funny watching them together. They're just, she's raising her because she watches her, her daddy works, my son works, our son works.
Yeah.
And of course, and so she provides most of the child care.
Aw.
But they're so close, and it's just fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because I was real close with my grandparents here in Clanton. I had them both they lived pretty close to us, relatively close.
Yeah.
Close enough to ride a bicycle over, you know what I mean?
I love
so,
that.
Yeah, in those days, you could ride your bikes all over town.
I know Deal
People
jump.
bumping horns at you every now and then, but, you know, you just flipped them the bird and you went on.
Yeah. Stand
Yeah,
up
I know
for
I was
yourself.
9, but so what?
Man.
You know, it bothered me.
You didn't know what it meant. I mean,
Exactly.
You
I
thought
just
you were
thought I was-
waving.
I was like, you're number one
Yeah.
in my book.
Thanks, bud. Honk back at you.
Actually, I'm afraid I did know what it was. And I would get in trouble if I had done that, but I really rarely did that.
You just did it in your mind.
Yeah, I did it in my mind. It's like, yeah. I know I'm in the middle of the road on my bike. I'm trying to get out of your way.
I know we got decent one of those little power wheels
Yeah.
at the thrift store for like $10. And it worked at the thrift store, but then when we got it back home, the battery wouldn't charge. So I ended up buying a battery for it. He jumps in that thing and takes off. Yesterday, he got in trouble because I was cleaning, and he told me we were out on the back deck. He was playing with his chalk. And I come in, I was like, okay, I'm going to go in and clean. And he came in with me. Well, then he asked if he could go down to his Nana and Poppy's, Bailey's mom and dad. And I was like, no, you need to wait for Dad. Like, you know, it's been raining a lot. The grass is real snaky. We haven't got to mow it since we got home. He said, okay, well, I'll go color. And I was like, okay. So our back deck is like not even 10 feet away from our dining room where I was cleaning. And there's windows. So, like, I hear him when he's out there. Well, I got to cleaning and didn't, like, I guess turned my ears off. I don't know.
But just,
Realized he was too quiet to be there.
yeah.
Got on the back deck. He's gone. I was like, this fool. I walk around. He's opened the gate. Jeep tracks through the mud.
Yep.
And I looked down at their house, and his Jeep's parked right there by their cars.
And he
went
went
down
anyway.
there. Yes.
Even after Mom said don't.
I went down there. He was eating steak and grilled corn.
Did I not just talk about Jerry Wayne's grilled
Yeah.
corn? How about
That's
that?
but I told him. He didn't think he was in trouble. And I told him, I was like, that is so dangerous. You can't be leaving. And so I had to take away his pad time. But yeah, he's like you on those bicycles going to his grandparents. If he could ride that Jeep, he knows directions so well, better than any 4-year-old I've ever met.
Yep.
If I turn left and Oma's house is to the right on 31, he will tell me real quick, why are we not going to Oma's? Oma lives this way.
Exactly.
So if he could get that Jeep on the road and not get in trouble, he'd be
Well,
in
did
Oma's.
he get in trouble for going down there after you said?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Because I told him he could have got bit by a snake.
put him in timeout.
No, I told him he couldn't have his iPad last
There
night.
you
No
go.
pad time.
And did he get no iPad time?
No pad time.
So what did he do?
He kept asking.
What did he do, though, when he didn't get it? What did he do instead?
He
What I
played
mean.
with his dinosaurs.
There you go. That's probably better, don't you think?
I
A little
know
more
it.
imagination involved
Yes.
than opposed to what pops up.
Yep. I went in my room to put up laundry, and I heard him just yapping. He was like, you're eating me. Rah, rah." Like, it was just back and forth.
Oh, man.
I
What-
come back, and he
that is
had
so
little
good.
people all underneath the dinosaurs. It
I
was
used
wild.
to I used to play a whole baseball game by myself, you know, because I knew the lineups and who the pitchers were, and I don't know. Like I said, man, in those days, I was really infatuated with it, keeping
Yeah.
up with sports. I don't know why. I guess maybe one day I dreamt of doing something more.
Yeah.
than
And now
playing,
look at you.
than playing Babe Ruth ball, which I did. I did play. Yeah, look at me now. Exactly. Sorry, I did the best I could.
Oh, you're doing great. What do you mean?
Well, Taylor, we talked a lot about these congressional redistricting.
Oh,
maps.
no. No, I'm
I don't
just
know if
playing.
you've heard the latest. There was this case in Louisiana. It got appealed all the way up to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court comes back and says, no, you can't base a voting district on racial gerrymandering, which is just a term that's used. I don't know when it was actually came about, but I heard about it when it was part of the colonies in the American Revolution, the beginning of the country, how the states would split up, gerrymander. It was named after somebody named Jerry. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, and his wife, Amanda.
Salamander. See,
Oh, okay.
They drove it by, or drew. It was based upon. They called it because I call it a cartoonist, maybe an illustrator. I don't know
Because
what
he
you call it.
slithers his way in there.
They drew it like a snake,
Yeah.
like you would cut up this part of the snake would be one section, the other. But anyhow, it was called gerrymandering. But so Alabama, in the Alabama legislature, in response to that, the decision that came down that said the Supreme Court says you can't use race, solely race, as a reason to change a map. I mean, that's just not, and it makes sense. Yes, I know we have had to, or I don't know, but we have made special arrangements. There's been a lot of laws, even in 13th Amendment, I think it is, or 14th, that outlawed or prohibited discrimination, based on race, sex, all kind of types of discrimination. But anyhow, I say all that to say that in response to the ruling from the Supreme Court back in 2023, Alabama had redrawn one of their maps and congressional maps, which would have given them basically a guaranteed win for the Republican Party. Mm-hmm. But I'm really, I guess I'll say this. Immediately after the decision from Supreme Court decision from Louisiana, the state legislature in their a normal session, or actually a special session called by Governor Ivey, they decided that, hey, we're going to go back and use the map that we had in 23 that was ruled by a three-court judge, federal judges court, that said you can't use this map because it's intentionally discriminates, not accidentally, but intentionally discriminates against blacks in particular. And I got to thinking about this, and I don't think it's fair to just say it quote, discriminates against blacks. I think it's fairer to say that it favors Republicans more than Democrats, okay? Because it's really not done, in my opinion, based solely on the race or based anything at all on the race. It's because it's the Republicans and the Democrats. And if the Democrats happen to have more blacks in it, it's not because they're black. It's because they agree with their philosophy, right? At least that's what I think. And so anyway, Alabama voted to hold a special election. We talked about it last week during the elections on August 11th, I believe it is. And they're going to affect 4 different districts, congressional districts in the state of Alabama. We only have 7, so it's affecting a lot of people. They have to have a lot of special elections. There's going to be a lot of expense. Yeah. Well, and they call this a major move. Judges blocked the change to those maps, even after the Supreme Court ruling. They said they looked at it. They said there's no reason to go back to the old map because it's still, we've already, after a complete trial and investigation, we said it was an intentional discrimination. Excuse me. But here's what Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall said. I know we got to get to the break. It says, I'm disappointed but not at all surprised that the 3-judge panel has again struck down Alabama's blandly unobjectionable congressional map that has been in place for decades. And so he's going to appeal this immediately to the Supreme Court, which is really, really funny because, I mean, the way he said that, see, how did he put it? Golly, he has a quote in here that was like the best way to describe it. And I'm sorry, I should have underlined it. But anyway, basically what the bottom line is that now the courts have said, all that work you did, Alabama, it's on hold. Yeah. So there is nothing has been completely decided yet, although, in one sense, this does decide it. But the appeal, of course, starts it all over again. And I expect the Supreme Court will agree. They'll see it the same way. I mean, this is just another map that would the current map uses race as the deciding factor. Yeah. And I think we should start talking about in terms of Republicans and Democrats because that's the 2 major parties. Mm-hmm. And right now it seems to be that they won't use these new maps. So it's really in turmoil right now. So we need a quick ruling from the Supreme Court. We got one when we asked if this earlier decision needed to be vacated, which they agreed it should, which should have been a sign to the lower court to hey, we need to change the way we looked at this. But they didn't. But that's something that happened in the last day or two. So it's going to affect an awful lot of us.
And when is that voting?
Well, again, it's on hold now. So
okay.
It was supposed to be August 11th. Now it's still possible that it would still be August 11th. But and of course the Democratic Party is all screaming up in arms about it, saying it is. It's all about race. It's all about discrimination. I just think we're looking at this the wrong way. I think they're presenting it the wrong way. I think they need to present it as a Republican versus Democrat thing.
Yeah.
Because the fact is, yes, the Democratic Party is dominated, or not, maybe not dominated, but there's more black support to Democrats than they do the Republicans. About 9-1 almost, or maybe 8-2. So anyway, it's in turmoil down there in Montgomery and really all across our state right now. So
yeah.
Supreme Court, though, they'll probably come around way before August 11th and make a ruling. They do that all the time.
Probably
they make a special
they have to add
request.
A little spice.
Yeah, maybe. It'll be interesting. And if the worst case, I guess, is that we just have to wait another 2 years before these special elections could actually take place. But that would not be what the Republicans want right now.
No.
All right, that's it for state news.
All right, we're going to take a break. It's 7:33 and it's 72 degrees outside. We'll be right back after a word from these sponsors. You're tuning into Morning Mayhem with Mike and Taylor.
Looking for the perfect way to unwind, compete, and have fun with friends or family? Then Putter Up Pelham is your next destination. Whether you're a mini golf pro or just out for a good time, Putter Up offers a one-of-a-kind indoor putting experience with custom effects lighting, sounds, and robotics at each hole, plus automated scoring and a virtual caddy to guide your game. And our ADA-compliant courses include special putters for individuals using wheelchairs or walkers, so everyone can join the fun from ages 4 to 100. Rain or shine, day or night, it's always game time at Putter Up. Come for the fun, stay for the challenge. Swing by Putter Up, where every stroke counts. Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
All right. Well, I didn't realize that our new guest was going to critique my performance today, but he just critiqued it, and
Welcome to the club.
It wasn't necessarily so good.
I mean, I can't help.
Look who we got sitting here with us.
I knew what time it was.
Back again. We got County Commissioner Roger Perkins with us this morning. Good morning, Roger.
Good morning, Tom.
Good.
Good to be here. Good to
Glad
be
to
here.
have you here. And of course, when you sat down, what was the first question I asked you?
He don't know you asked so
Something
much.
about the courthouse.
No, I'm just
About the
playing.
courthouse,
Something about the
exactly. It was.
I was confused with the backdrop.
How's that going, with the courthouse? Because that's a big thing going on right now.
It is. It is. The courthouse is closed this week for our final move. So we will open June the 2nd. It will be open to the public.
Woo.
So anybody needing to do anything at the courthouse, like driver's license wise or something, you can of course go online or into another courthouse in a surrounding area.
Right.
But anything else, property tax wise, stuff like that, you're gonna have to wait till June the 2nd to do that. Little inconvenient, but it was not really the only way to get it all moved at one huge, massive time.
Yeah, just one
Yeah.
big bite
Right.
instead of little nips, right?
Yeah, and then the other,
I think that would have been more inconvenient to have.
Oh yeah, it
yeah.
took forever.
2 or 3 weeks worth of transition. It would be way too long.
Yeah, and then June 29th will be the dedication. We're hoping to have a really big turnout. We've got a lot of, delegates and
Dignitaries. There you go.
whatever coming in.
Who's coming from the governor's office?
I don't
Somebody
know.
will be,
I'm sure
surely.
the governor got invited. I don't really know. I wasn't involved in that. I had a grand plan to have Commissioner Bone on this morning with me, and he had other things he got tied up with,
Oh,
so I
no.
couldn't make
I
it
hate
because
that.
he's kind of over a lot of that with the
Right.
courthouse.
We met
Yeah.
with him, Taylor and I, and
Yeah.
we went. He gave us a personal tour of it. He and his brother, I guess, wasn't
Yes.
it? That one, his brother also.
Dwayne.
Dwayne. Okay, thank you. I'd forgotten. Sorry about that, Dwayne. But anyway, yeah, he gave us a grand tour.
So that should be a big day. I mean, really.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal for the county and
It
the
is.
citizens, and something they can be real proud of. We
Yeah.
had our the Memorial Day event was held there. Memorial Day
Monday.
Bacon was there, and man, I'm telling you, the community participation in that this year was really outstanding. There was a
love that.
lot of people showed up. We had to change rooms
Oh, wow.
to go upstairs to the larger courtroom, which is, by the way, massive.
It is. It's crazy. It looks. I was telling them. It looks like that courtroom by itself is bigger than the courthouse now.
Well, that's all
Which
your,
I know it's
that's
not, but-
that's where all your juries and all will go
Oh,
to.
it's
right?
it's
jurors,
it's a
potential
big-
jurors.
Yeah.
Needs
Yeah.
to be big.
So it was a very good turnout by the community in support and appreciation for those veterans that have passed on.
Fantastic. Good to
So it was
hear.
good. It was a good deal.
So you also mentioned some other things going on. What was it that you mentioned about?
Well, the biggest,
Commission.
our last event, so the NPFL, which is the National Professional Fishing League, they were here last week, all week long. That's something that we as commissioners had gone after these events. We're trying to bring in revenue and find ways to generate more revenue with some of our investment that we put in. There's 3 major professional tournament trails in the world. It's Bassmasters, MLF, and NPFL. Those are the 3 big dogs. So we knew due to certain different regulations on the others was kind of outside the box on. But the NPFL signed on. We've got them on a 3-year contract. They will be back in February for their national championship.
Wonderful.
3-year contract.
Yeah, and then but this past week they we fished on they fished on Lay Lake out of Beeswax. We had to launch them out of Beeswax, coordinate with Shelby County out of that. Unfortunately, Chilton County doesn't have a ramp big enough for that type of event. So it's 115 professional anglers were here.
Is that something that you guys could work towards?
Yeah, and that's a
Perhaps?
conversation in a show in itself. That has
Okay.
really been something that we have gone after. Alabama Power is on board with leasing us the property at what we call the Flatlands here. So we call it the Flatlands. It's off County Road 607 down toward the dam. If we could lease that and develop that into a park, the way it's designed, we could then host that or launch that event or bigger events out of that particular area. But until Alabama Power is able to regain what they call a FERC permit, which is the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, they lost that operating permit on the Coosa River several years back during the lawsuit, and involving some dissolved oxygen content of water. And I know it's getting involved a little bit, but They lost that permit. The operating permit that they have to operate off of is one from about 35 years ago, and it will not allow them to enter into any new leases with on the Coosa River at this time. So until that gets cleaned up, we can't have that. But we were able to hold a lot of Airbnbs were filled up. We had several in hotels because you're looking for some heads in beds. But other than that, you know, the gas revenue, your gross revenues that are generated by those organizations, like the eating, the food, they were highly complimentary of our restaurants here. They were all the amenities that they had here, the hospitality. We had the families that travel with them after the launch, wherever they stayed, you know, while they were waiting on weigh-in. Weigh-in was at the city park. It was a drive-through weigh-in, drive-through event that brought them all back into Clanton. And all those families, even during the day, I saw them at our local restaurants and places like that, you know, spending that money. Typically, the NPFL, the Saginaw Bay event, the revenue generated up at Saginaw Bay was around $980,000.
What is Saginaw Bay?
Saginaw Bay's in Wisconsin. Up in
Okay,
Wisconsin.
well, that's what I was thinking you meant, but I wasn't sure.
So, I mean, they travel all over the country, and those economic impact reports come in, and ours will eventually get here. But I think it was very successful. You know, those monies, a lot of people look at, okay, well, the county invested $30,000 and the city applied $10,000 to it. So it's a $40,000 host fee to bring that type of event here. To bring them here for 6 days, just their staff's hotel bill was over $15,000. So when you look at the gross revenue that drops in, and that turns over with a multiplier in the economic world, if I hand you $1, you're going to spend that $1, and then somebody you gave that $1 is going to be spent that $1 too.
Absolutely, I know. I've heard that term.
Yeah, they put it on a 3 multiplier is typically what you do. The revenue generation off those events is mind blowing. We looked up. There was probably close to $100,000 in gas burned. You know? Yeah. So you know, you can say, well, $40,000 is a lot of money, but it's an investment. It really is an investment. And then they'll be back in February for their national championship. Their qualifiers from this year will fish in February of 2027 on Mitchell. So,
okay.
So they'll be back.
I saw them. I was headed up Saturday morning up to Southside near Gaston about 5:30, I guess. And man, that whole slough was just full of boats, you know. I didn't know what it was, or, you know, I did not know the Pro Fishing League. Right. Do they have fans that come in with them?
They do. They generally.
You just count on a lot of local fans. And what do? They get in their boats and kind of follow around? Or
well,
are they
I don't think.
Or how does that work?
Yeah, they're allowed to because it's a public reservoir.
Yeah, it is a public lake.
Generally, what would happen was fans show up for the weigh-in, watch the weigh-in, the community involvement there. I think this one was the first time we've ever had them here. And so we've learned a lot of what we need to do, and I know the Merchant Association, you know, learned a lot of like what we could do different for this next event, and everything like that. But yeah, they'll have some spectators come through and come into town because a lot of these guys have a fan base because they are professionals. So a lot of the kids and the high school. Shout out real quick to the high school fishing team at Chilton County High School. They were the fish runners. What they call fish runners. So once the fish are weighed in, they go into live release boats, and then they're taken back to the lake and dispersed upon the lake. Oh, cool. So it reduces any kind of mortality rate, and it was extremely low for the time of year. Lost very few fish.
Roger, can you stick around through our break?
Yeah, I know we blew for a break, but good. I figured I would just repeat the same habit you had.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, don't change it now.
Yeah, I mean, why worry about it now?
So. Well, because I'm trying to make up for it, you know what I mean? Well, look at 7:45 here on Piper Beach Radio, the Morning Mayhem.